Rents dropping 20%, 30%, even more. No, you're not dreaming. We're touring the US towns where the rental bubble actually popped and why the deals are real. But here's the catch. Cheap rent often comes with a story. Industry exits, zoning shifts, and yes, potholes that could eat a Prius. We'll start in Danville, Illinois, where a healthcare move detonated demand and left one-bedrooms around $469. Sounds like a win, right? Stay, because we'll show you where the savings outweigh the headaches, and where they don't. You scroll past a one-bedroom for $469 and assume the listing is broken. It's not. In Danville, landlords are running promos like it's late-night cable TV. First month free, Wi-Fi included, sometimes utilities tossed in just to get you to sign. It feels like the apartment version of a clearance rack, and there's a reason the discounts stacked up so fast. OSF Healthcare relocated in 2022, and the demand floor vanished. People who used to rent near the facility either left town or consolidated households, and vacancy shot past 18% in months, not years. That kind of hole doesn't fill with vibes. It fills with concessions. Owners slash asking prices, tack on perks, and still watch units sit longer than any spreadsheet predicted. You're not ready for what's next. But here's the catch. The deals are real. The pavement might not be. The roads are so chewed up locals say the streets eat tires for breakfast. You'll save on rent and then donate the difference to your alignment shop. Downtown sits in a weird limbo. Some storefronts lit, some dark, a few trying to reinvent themselves in the gaps. It's quiet in a way that feels both peaceful and a little too empty. Walk one block off the courthouse, and it's a freeze frame of the whole market. Half-occupied historic walk-ups with fresh, first month free banners flapping on iron railings. A second-floor live/work loft that used to be a dentist's office. Drill closet now a micro-kitchen. Waiting room reborn as a living room with a view of a vape sign. Ground floor offices hold on. Upper floors are getting new locks and fresh paint, fast. Here's the thing. When a major employer exits, household formation drops and churn spikes. Couples reunite under one roof. Roommates split differently. New leases dry up. Landlords can't win on scarcity anymore, so they compete on price and throw-ins. Free storage, Wi-Fi, a parking discount. It's transactional tree-off. The unit needs a human. Today, I talked to an owner converting a vacant office suite into a studio with a roll-up wardrobe, storage in the basement, and half-off parking for 6 months. He's not trying to be a design hero. He's trying to cover debt service. The math is brutal. An empty unit pays $0. A discounted unit at least blinks on the ledger. Tenants feel it too. You can negotiate. You can ask for paint, security cameras, even upgraded locks, and watch the head nod. There is a countercurrent. In 2023, the city greenlit mixed-use downtown that opened the door for legal live-work setups. So a trickle of creatives and remote workers started claiming these quirky spaces. Second-floor offices above vape shops turning into legit lofts. Not thousands of people. A trickle. But that trickle stabilizes key blocks and brings laptops to coffee counters. It's like swapping a missing Jenga piece with a Lego. Not perfect, but it holds. Now the trade-off. Affordability is happening in real time while the city's operating system buffers. The tax base shrank first. Budgets adjust second. That lag shows up as potholes, slower responses, and school funding debates that never seem to end. Your wallet gets relief. Your calendar picks up errands you didn't plan on, like finding the one tire shop open late on a Tuesday. So what actually happens when a healthcare anchor bails overnight? Rents crater. Concessions explode. You save cash, but you're buying uncertainty on streets, schools, and basic uptime. Some blocks are reinventing themselves. Some are waiting for a new storyline. If Danville is the crash course, the next stop shows how a state line can turn your rent into a choose-your-own-reality setting with split rules and mismatched outcomes. What do an oil bust, a campus slide, and a zoning remix have in common? They roll your rent back to 2011. It's real. It's happening. But here's the catch. The rental bubble didn't pop evenly. Some places got a soft hiss. Others got a grenade under the couch. So the why matters more than the how low, because the risk you're buying changes everything about your day-to-day. Same price tag, wildly different futures. One town hands you stability with a side of boredom. Another offers chaos and a killer deal. Let's break it down, city by city. And yes, there's always a twist. Texarkana is a coin flip. Arkansas side down about 21%, 2-bed near 625, vacancy hovering around 13%. Cross State Line Avenue and the Texas sides up roughly 18%. Split governance turns housing into red tape roulette. Arkansas throws perks at you, waive deposits, months free, while Texas leans on incentives and looser rules that pull investment across the street. You can literally live cheaper by crossing a stoplight, but expect odd service gaps and neighborhood whiplash. Johnstown, Pennsylvania runs on post-industrial vibes and stubborn grit. Rents around $560, vacancy near 19%. The streets have that layered pothole look, and some lights blink yellow like they forgot their purpose. Yet you'll see old churches and Gothic homes getting second lives as offices and live workspaces. The creative reuse wave moves slow, but it moves. Cost of living beats your city by a mile. Patience pays the rest. Valdosta, Georgia cooled with its classrooms. Enrollment dropped about 12% since 2020. Average rent sits near $650, and vacancy hugs 14.2%. Empty student housing is learning new tricks. You'll find co-work hubs in retro strip malls and thrift stores that act like mini ecosystems. It's stable enough for remote work, but the school calendar still dictates traffic, jobs, and the social clock. Finals week matters even if you haven't studied in years. Butte, Montana is the low-rent mountain postcard with footnotes. Around $675 on rent. Big views. Bigger winters. Infrastructure dates back to when mining ran the show, and those old pipes don't care about your Zoom call. An art kid migration brings color to brick corridors, and yes, it's still cheap. But plan for seasonal reality checks, and remember that snow doesn't negotiate. Binghamton, New York took a 25% dip since 2022, landing near $690. The IBM era left shadows. Biotech seedlings and quiet labs are taking their place. The weather leans gray, the pace is calm, and space is plentiful. You get proximity to big metros without their price tag, but you'll trade nightlife for lab coats and warehouse studios. Wenatchee, Washington slid about 17% to around $890. Orchard automation trimmed seasonal labor demand. Then a 2022 rezoning pushed agrihood ideas, farm-flavored suburbs with fiber internet. The result is farm-tinged suburbia where you can code next to a trellis. It's suburban calm with a rural backbone, which means tools in the garage and a reliable router on the wall. Here's the mini payoff. How can rent crater in one town while yours climbs? Different engines. Industry exits. Enrollment dips. Commodity shocks. Zoning reforms. Same headline, different life. High vacancy feels like quiet blocks, lightning-fast approvals, and landlords texting you back in 5 minutes. It also means services can lag and neighbors churn faster than your group chat. So where do the savings beat the headaches? We're going to stack rank the trade-offs like an adult with a calculator and a sense of humor. You'll see which places offer cheap now with a believable later, and which ones are selling a discount tied to a yo-yo economy. And if you thought Danville was a crash course, the next segment turns this into a scoreboard you can actually use. Cheap rent isn't a win by default, it's a symptom. Oil towns swing with rigs. Employer exits dump empty units. Zoning fixes can lower costs without chaos. The move is picking the symptom you can live with, and for how long, before your budget or sanity taps out. Like this video, so the algorithm thinks I'm important. Would you live with crater roads for a $469 rent? Comment Team Pothole or Team Full Price. Next episode, we rank the best cheap now, stable later towns using 3 filters: jobs, zoning, and services. We'll separate temporary distress from real recovery so you don't gamble your lease on vibes.